these are not the Blades of Exiles. These are the Blades of Chaos, the ones we lost in God of War 1. These blades have been lost for years. So I may have spoken ahead of time as to a theory I had in mind for the Blades of Chaos being in the Norse realm. Surprise, surprise, there isn't nothing in the game that gives us a clue as to how this happened. Don't fret, my friends. If you know anything about my theory, is that I only need a little crack in the story for my crazy mind to squeeze in. So essentially I have two small theories as to how this could have happened. The first theory is called the Greek mythology's ambiguous afterlife, and the second theory is called Atreus' fear of being left alone. But before that, let me do a recap for those who didn't play the older games, so that they get an idea how the Blades of Chaos came into the story. So here we go. While Kratos lived in his own land, he ascended the ranks of the Spartan army to become its youngest general. Being pretty young and cocky, he thought he could take on the barbarian army, which outnumbered the Spartan army by the thousands. So before dying, he pledged allegiance to the god of war Ares, and in return he seared the Blades of Chaos to his arm, to forever be a reminder of his allegiance. Now the blades had two rules as to how the user could take them off. Number 1, the maker could choose to free the servant from the blades whenever he pleased. And number 2, the maker had to die in order for the servant to be free. At the end of the game, at the end of the God of War 1, Ares takes Kratos into an illusion realm, where he has to protect his dead family from a bunch of Kratoses. Kratais? I don't know. Comment below if you know the plural for Kratos. Anyways, it turns out that Ares tricked Kratos once again. He couldn't even save his family in this illusion realm. So he pulled the Blades of Chaos from his arm and killed his family with them. Then Kratos awoke in the real world without the blades. So he took the golden sword and killed Ares with it. In later games, Kratos had the Blades of Athena and the Blades of Exiles. Nothing was known about the Blades of Chaos until... I mean, what? What's going on? How did they get here? Okay, so let's do it. Theory number 1 is Greek mythology's ambiguous afterlife. And we all know the two most known afterlives. Hades, where all the souls that were to be punished went, ruled by Hades, god of death, and the fields of Elysium, where all the good people went, ruled by Persephone, queen of the dead. If you played Chains of Olympus, you would remember this is the place where you see your daughter Calliope. You know, come to think about it, Kratos' wife Lysandra is not found at the fields of Elysium. Could it be that her soul ended in Hades? I wonder what she did to deserve that fate. No. Focus on the theory at hand, okay? So, Hades and Elysium are the two most known afterlife locations, but what you may not know is that there's a third one called the Asphodel Meadows. Not much is known about it, but one of the conditions for the souls found on that place is related to warriors whose work was finished. Now, this would fit perfectly with Kratos, since his work for Ares was terminated when he decided to kill him, and that's why he sent them there for a while. But this still doesn't explain how the Blades of Chaos got to the Norse realms, since they were left in the Asphodel Meadows. This is where the ending of God of War 3 comes in. Many have speculated what happened after Kratos killed himself. It may just be that he went to the Asphodel Meadows after his work of taking down Olympus was done. He took the blades from that realm, and because he's immortal, he came back to life holding the original Blades of Chaos. Something else that I found interesting was the idea for the Asphodel Meadows preceding Homer's poetry. It may have originated in Minoan or the Egyptian mythologies. This is important because it might be another link to other mythologies for future games. So this is the Greek mythology's ambiguous afterlife theory. Let's tackle the other one. Atreus' fear of being left alone. Here's where my classic style of doing theory comes in. When I take one line and speculate a lot from it. We can tell that Kratos' relationship towards Atreus seems a little distant. He doesn't know how to deal with a kid. Kratos has to control himself around Atreus. It's like he's new at this. And something that Atreus said stayed with me.
No! You've been gone a long time! I didn't know what to do! You left me here! Again!
He always leaves. He's never here.
He always leaves. In my opinion, what this tells us is that Kratos hasn't been in the kid's life that much. Now, we don't know where he has been. The game doesn't tell us that. And the fact that he says he always leaves means that he didn't leave just one time. For the sake of this theory, let's assume that he went back to Greece to retrieve the Blades of Chaos, because they're too dangerous to be left alone near a goddess who may take revenge on Kratos for destroying Olympus, aka Artemis. If you think about it, Artemis is the only remaining goddess who can really bother Kratos. It's not like Dionysius is gonna put up much of a challenge. What? He's gonna throw some grapes at me? Psst. But seriously, Artemis is the goddess of the hunt. She's a capable warrior. And aside from destroying her country, she could make it more personal, since Kratos' turn against Olympus could be seen by her as a backstab, since she helped him once by giving him the purple sword to help him on his quest. Now, from the older games, the player did not get a feeling that the Blades of Chaos were feared by the gods the same way the Blade of Olympus was. But if we listen to Brock's reaction, we can tell that he has a different opinion.
Hey! You reek of foreign magic! Sweet Nana's nethers. What are those? I've never seen the like. That's gotta be a family heirloom.
No. Nor will it ever be.
Son, my brother and me created Mjolnir for the big idiot. I know from quality. And them special.
I mean, he even compares them to Mjolnir, so it may just be that the blades are more powerful than we know. But still, where would we find the Blades of Chaos? This is where it gets a little tricky. During the last fight against Ares, he takes Kratos into a different realm. In this realm, he takes the blades from him, and he wakes up in the real world without the blades. So the question must be asked, are the blades in the illusion realm or the real world? I'm gonna assume that Ares somehow has them in the real world, and this whole section was just in Kratos' mind. But when you do kill him, his body doesn't disintegrate like the regular enemies. His body stayed in its physical form. We know this because his body was buried inside Mount Olympus. But there's one problem. Ares is buried in ice. How could Kratos get in there and retrieve the Blades of Chaos without the help of a giant hammer?
Why would I ban it?
I have you!
The most obvious explanation is that the ice thawed because when Poseidon died, the water covered the whole mountain. And this is no problem for Kratos, since he can breathe underwater when he took Poseidon's trident back in God of War 1. So there you go, Kratos went back to Greece to retrieve the Blades of Chaos to prevent Artemis from using them to get revenge on Kratos for destroying Olympus. Or maybe Athena brought him there to torment Kratos with his past.
You cannot change. You will always be a monster.
But we have to ask ourselves, was Athena really there, or was it just an illusion in Kratos' mind? But what do you guys think? Are these two theories probable? Let me know in the comment section below. If you liked the video, give it a like and share it with your friends. If you're new to the channel, you might want to consider subscribing for more future theories and lore videos. Or if you're on the fence about joining the Kaptain battalions, you might want to check out some of my other theories, like the theory about the mysterious eagle who blew the trumpet. And that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.